just arrived at the Bic, and this is so beautiful. We didn't have the chance to do any location scouting. We set up the tent and we're going to shoot over there.
Okay, so we bought this at a
Canadian Tire.
Oh yeah, so at a Canadian Tire, so because we needed some wood, and we were like, oh, that could be kind of nice on the top of the tube. Well, we wanted to try, but turned out it actually lights up itself, but I'm not quite sure I understand how. It has a you just have to figure out how it works. Maybe that. So you'll have to spank it. No, not on me.
Le Bic is a national park in Quebec. It's 5 hours from Montreal, about 2 hours from Quebec City, and it's a place where I spent a lot of time. Many years ago, this is where I developed the first 360-degree system we had in 2011. I was coming here because of the hay fever season. Back then I was very allergic to during the hay season, and in Montreal it was just not bearable, so I had to leave. So every year I would go to either British Columbia, to Mexico, or here, which is not that far, near Rimouski in Quebec. Is it locked?
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about light painting back then, and I was working a lot. I'm a developer. I code. I used to. Now I'm done. I have my team, but I did the first system for the 360. I had 3 weeks to build it. Our first gig was in Quebec City. It was quite stressful, but we got it with 21 cameras the first time. And we're back here because we had 2 nights, and I wanted to find a place, a nice spot to do tube light painting. Is it an addiction or just a passion, or I don't know, but we're here, and the place is really beautiful. I don't know this specific spot in the park. Look at these flowers everywhere.
Very nice.
Close up. We need to close up.
Ici, ça va être très beaucoup de
Ben, le soleil est là.
Okay, so we forgot the tubes in the car again.
Okay, I'm going to prepare this on top of a white tube, or orange. White. You have to pay if you do bad color mix, okay? There's a tax for this. You have to pay your tax if you do bad color mixing, okay? This is going to be our official log for the night. Going to put everything we have on this one. I always have $2. This is for the tripods. Tonight I have 2 Olight M1X non-striker. I have 2 Nitecore MT22C. My beautiful pouch of tubes, my favorite tubes. I got 4 triggers. The triggers are always in the pink pouch. As you can see, I have 3 different pouches. One is for the flashlights, one is for power batteries, and one for the triggers. I got my 2 tripods right here, and two cameras. I always work with at least two cameras, and tonight it's going to be a pair of EOS R, so this one and this one right there. Probably going to shoot at 24 and 35 millimeters, because if I go at 14, I think I'm gonna have a hard time to do nice composition for those. Can you go at 16 if it's not already done?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so at 16 you probably see both sides, right? Yeah, and I think it's gonna be too much. Maybe I'll get one of the two, but not the two. So my 14 is gonna be too wide. I don't really shoot with this lens there. It's a f4, so it's not really good for when I do light painting, especially later at night. So it should be 24 and 35. 24 for the pictures and 35 for the video. Okay, so I was thinking about maybe using one of the half black cap, because there's a dent made for that kind of thing. We made it for the big sparklers, but it's the same with this. Yeah, it's this one right here. We used to call it half because there was a half hole, but now there's a couple of tools in the middle, but still we have light that is going through. So if I put it here, then I can use this small opening right here to keep the pen in place. Yeah, that's looking very solid. And now we have to make sure that the light is going through. Actually, we have two options with this one, because as there's a light inside of it, and we could use only that, but I feel like it's going to be only green if we do this. But if we use the light that is going through the cap, then we'll get something very colorful. Yeah, I'm not sure. So the idea is to have the light that is going through the tube to hit. How do we call that?
I don't know. Ton portefeuille, tu le tiens ça dans le truc.
Non, je vais ici.
Au retour, je vais te donner celui-là.
3, 2, 1. Stop. And that thing didn't really work tonight, because it's turning off by itself after a few seconds. But anyway, it was not very interesting. Like the small rainbow tube on top of a white one was probably the best thing today, after the orange one. Like this exact tube right here. Some miracles happened tonight.
While we were doing a test shot, I think I was holding the tube in the wrong direction, just like that. And it kind of gave Eric the idea to do that on purpose.
When I saw Kim using the black side of the tube during the test shots, I was like, oh, I can probably do something with that. Like I can probably do a gradient in a circle, but I wasn't too sure. But I tried it and it worked right away. So this picture, I just filmed my phone. There's a bug. Okay, the bug is part of the story, and this is the final picture right here. It's really interesting. So I'm starting on one side with the black part. So this right there. And then while doing the circle, I'm transitioning this side. And the upper part is always visible because there's a small orange tube that we put on top of this one. And the small one doesn't have the black cover at the back.
so it's visible from any angle, and that's making a huge difference because without that small tube, it would
Yeah.
have been just a kind of a fade into the darkness of the night. Okay, that's it for tonight. No joke, straight and no music, no music at all. Just it ends right there.